What if I told you that right now, you are living in a simulation, and films like The Matrix and The 13th Floor aren't too far from reality? Have you ever imagined that our world, in reality, is a holographic simulation of the most complex kind? It's akin to a game, with each of us as the main character. So how can we lift the veil of this three-dimensional world? It's about harnessing the immense capacity and power within ourselves to manifest our desired realities. Spending all our time and even our lives reacting to the illusions of this world only serves to reinforce its hold over us. As divine beings, we are constantly creating, yet often we use our great power inappropriately. While we are indeed creating, it's not necessarily what we would like to create. We do it unconsciously and automatically. Understanding that we are living in this kind of simulation reality makes it easier to break free from reactive patterns that keep us anchored and stagnant. It's time to consciously wield our creative power to shape the world we truly wish to live in. You may have encountered the idea that reality is similar to a simulation, or that life mirrors a game, suggesting we inhabit a world of illusion, akin to a movie, The Truman Show. Although these ideas might initially appear distinct, they ultimately convey a shared truth. They confirm the ancient Hermetic teaching that the universe is mental. In our modern dualistic paradigm, we have been conditioned to distinguish, judge, and separate things. However, our path forward lies in unification, connecting the dots between seemingly disparate elements. This synthesis enables us to perceive reality in its raw authenticity, unlocking profound lessons within it. Through this lens, what may seem like mere coincidences transform into meaningful synchronicities. People and events cease to be random occurrences, but rather reflections of our inner states. Challenges no longer appear as obstacles, but rather as invaluable learning opportunities. As we become more conscious of our surroundings, we gain a deeper understanding, allowing us to create with greater clarity and intention. We begin to discern deeper meaning behind everything that surrounds us, even finding inspiration and true wisdom in nature itself. Throughout history, various cultural and philosophical traditions have explored the concept of illusion in our existence. Ancient Hindu teachings referred to Maya, emphasizing the illusory nature of our perceived reality. Similarly, Buddhist philosophy delves into the notion of samsara, the cyclic nature of existence, with liberation from this cycle being the ultimate goal of spiritual practice. In modern times, echoes of these ancient beliefs resound in scientific and philosophical discourse. Elon Musk famously stated, "There is a 1 in billions chance that we are even living in a base reality, what we would simply call the real world." He even anticipates the development of simulations so advanced that they become indistinguishable from reality. Indeed, advancements in technology only serve to blur the lines between reality and simulation further. Photorealistic 3D simulations, with millions of participants engaging simultaneously, demonstrate the rapid progress in this field. The first video game ever created was in 1958, and all it was a very simple game of tennis with a ball bouncing back and forth. Just 66 years later, we now have video game graphics so advanced that they can be fully experienced in virtual reality. We are seeing more and more devices created to help us actually feel the game that we are playing. If you think about what this technology might look like in 50, 100, or 150 years, it seems incredibly likely that virtual reality will be indistinguishable from true reality. Take, for instance, the holographic sphere showcased in Las Vegas, an astounding feat of technology capable of creating immersive virtual environments on an unprecedented scale. The reality we perceive to be real could actually be a simulation. Undoubtedly, you have encountered experiences in your life that were mind-boggling, incredibly surprising, or inexplicable. These occurrences, often dismissed as mere coincidences, are more than chance encounters. They happen continuously, but amidst the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we often overlook them. Have you ever spoken about something only to witness it manifest in your reality moments later? Or perhaps you have dreamt of something, only to find it materialize the following day. What if these occurrences aren't random events at all? What if the universe operates like a program, and we communicate with it through a set of codes, our feelings, thoughts, and actions? In this paradigm, the universe responds to us based on the programming codes we transmit. So how does this knowledge influence our daily lives? Understanding this concept grants us immense power. It suggests that we have the ability to influence our reality through our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, and that we are the driving force behind the simulation, the executor of the program. If we realize it, life becomes much easier to navigate, empowering us to move forward with clarity and purpose. Just as a video game requires a player to come to life, our reality depends on our consciousness, the creative force shaping our experiences. This understanding is why it's often said that consciousness is everything. It underscores the profound importance of our state of consciousness, including our inner dialogues and focus. These elements serve as the programs, whether conscious or subconscious, that shape our reality. We should comprehend and embrace our power. Only then can we effectively manipulate the game of life, rather than being passively dragged through it. The line between what is real and what is not is becoming increasingly blurred. What if I were to tell you that the reality in your life is defined by what you perceive as real? It's akin to the concept that what you focus on, you attract. This is why the saying, "Where attention goes, energy flows," holds true, ultimately shaping the reality around you. It's that simple. What if I also told you that there are methods to influence the simulation, and thus alter your reality? What if you could actually manipulate it in ways that alter the course of events, bring specific people into your life, and generate more opportunities? It could be as simple as following a straightforward system. If our existence resembles a computer program, imagine if you could input certain cheat codes into the game to prompt the computer to generate desired outcomes for you. This physical reality arises from consciousness, establishing consciousness as primary. Therefore, physical matter is merely a subset of consciousness. Visualize it like this. Physical reality represents the subset, while the overarching framework, the computer, is the superset, encompassing a broader concept referred to as the source, the field, or God. Alternatively, you can envision consciousness as the one maneuvering the joystick, using the analogy of life as a game. When you shift from being immersed in the character to embodying the player, you gain the ability to encode different elements into the game. Life can manifest almost anything from the non-physical into the physical realm, albeit sometimes requiring more time, given the constraints of our physical reality. Instantaneous access to non-physical desires like joy or love is possible, whereas physical manifestations may take time due to the limitations of our physical paradigm. We have the power to shape the reality around us, yet within this physical dimension, there exist universal laws that govern it. Those who master these laws become the true magicians of their lives, wielding the forces of creation with wisdom and skill, the enlightened ones. This concept doesn't imply that this world is not real, but that this reality is not the ultimate truth. It shifts the attention and creative power from solely the outside world to the inner world as the operating power, consciousness itself. Our brains construct reality by gathering information from the universe and creating a pattern for us to interact as biological beings. They simulate the world we see, which means we live in a simulation created by our brain. Your brain interprets reality, which could lead to wonder what other real things might exist, that our limited senses do not allow us to perceive. What we experience subjectively are the labels that our brain assigns to each of the objects in the external world. We see and perceive what we need according to our individual evolution. However, we can easily become slaves to the matrix of our own minds. Our visual, auditory, and temporal sensations are simulated and limited. The universe is information, processed and filtered in our brains and simulated, just like radio, television, and the internet, which transform information into sounds and images. To facilitate change, shift your focus away from current physical circumstances and onto your vision. Continuously fixating on current circumstances only reinforces their recurrence. Instead, channel attention towards your vision, fostering gratitude and appreciation. This shift in focus prompts the computer to introduce different elements into the game, altering your physical reality. Remember, your attention and intention influence the reality you experience. Redirecting attention and intention away from what you don't want and towards your desired outcomes initiates a shift in the manifestations you encounter. Letting go of control is another cheat code. If you perceive your three-dimensional world as genuine and the ultimate, you will remain bound by its constraints and miss unlocking your inner potential. Recognizing that our reality operates like a sophisticated virtual reality game, a holographic high-tech simulation, helps to diminish reactive responses. Try to imagine that what I'm telling you right now is true. The idea that your world is a simulation, and that all your sensory experiences in your life are being projected from within you outward, based on your imaginary acts and inner talks. With this awareness, why react negatively to anything that displeases you in your world? Why allow anything to upset you? Why let yourself be bothered by what others say, or by events that unfold? Of course, we are all human, and emotions like anger and concern are natural. However, with this awareness, you gain greater control over them. Because knowing this truly makes you understand that you are the operating power. Allow me to provide an example that you can also use as an experiment. Imagine you want to manifest seeing a rare yellow car, a shade that captures the warmth of a summer sunset. You dwell on this thought multiple times a day, even as you drift off to sleep, repeating the visualization for several nights. Soon after, you encounter such a car at a traffic light, or unexpectedly parked at a supermarket. This occurs within the so-called real world, solely because you visualize seeing that yellow car before falling asleep. Many of you may have experienced similar occurrences with different things. The example of the car serves only to illustrate this phenomenon. What's truly happening is that this simulation is being projected from within you, because you are the producer, director, and actor of your own film. What you believe to be true in your world is what accelerates your manifestations. When you realize that your world and your experiences are part of this simulation, you unlock all your potential to manifest things in your visible world faster, because that's how you think, and that's how it will be projected. You no longer feel the need to rely on logical sequences of events for your objectives to manifest. You cease to wonder how, when, or why things will happen. Instead, you understand that you inhabit a manipulable simulation, one you can shape according to your preferences. You rely more on your attention, faith, and intuition, rather than solely on logical thinking. The realm of possibilities expands when we acknowledge that our inability to manifest desired outcomes often stems from internal blocks rooted in limiting beliefs. These beliefs, often mistaken as truths, fill us with doubt and compel us to engage in unnecessary struggles and actions. However, these beliefs are merely remnants of past conditioning and are, in fact, false. Now take what's being shared as truth and make it your own. Take that feeling that your world is a simulation and that you are its protagonist. Accept this as your reality before you go to sleep tonight. Before you visualize, affirm, or make your wish list, take a moment to engage in a brief meditation. Reflect on the idea that your world is a simulation. This shift in perspective can alter what you believe to be true about your reality and what you can manifest. If you struggle to bring your desires into fruition, it may be due to blocks stemming from your belief in the solidity of reality and the necessity of specific conditions. However, by meditating on the concept of living in a simulation before visualization or bedtime, you can unlock your potential, and you get to have an understanding that everything is possible. Understanding that anything is possible within this simulated reality can change how you respond to events in your three-dimensional world. You may start to question why past events affect you, and realize that they hold no power over you in the present. Reacting strongly to certain things only perpetuates their recurrence in your external world, the visible reality you inhabit. When you become emotionally charged about something in your simulation, it reinforces its creation within you, manifesting again in your future and present moments. If your reactions can recreate things in your world, it's a clear sign that your simulation isn't real. Why would you want to relive those experiences? Remember, you are living in a simulation where everything can be better, shaped according to your desires. Once you grasp this, shift your attention away from past traumas and negative reactions. Believe that everything is unfolding for your benefit. When you adopt this mindset, the simulation senses your intentions and begins to recreate the world you want to be living in. That is why we have to be selective and take care of our attention and what we feel.